Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Rita's Book Club. On this episode, I'm telling you all about The Soulmate Equation by Christina Lauren. Once again, I did things a bit backwards because I read The True Love Experiment first instead of reading this one. Both books are set in the same universe and with genetically premises, but with different main characters. In this one, we get Jess's story, and in the next one, it's Phoebe's one, Jess's best friend. Single mom Jess Davis is a data and statistics wizard, but no amount of number crunching can convince her to step back into the dating world. After all, her father was never around, her heart-partying mother disappeared when she was 6, and her ex decided he wasn't father material before her daughter was even born. Jess holds her loved ones close, but working constantly to stay afloat is hard and lonely. But then Jess hears about Genetically, a buzzy new DNA-based matchmaking company that's predicted to change dating forever. Finding a soulmate through DNA, the reliability of numbers is a thing that Jess understands. At least she thought she did, until her test shows an unheard of 98% compatibility with another subject in the database, Genetically's founder, Dr. River Pena. This is one number she can wrap her head around because she barely knows him. The stuck-up, stubborn man is without a doubt not her soulmate. But Genetically has a proposition for her. Get to know him and we will pay you. Jess, who is barely making ends meet, is in no position to turn it down, and despite her skepticism about the project and her dislike for River, she accepts. As the pair are dragged from one event to the next one, as the diamond pairing that could launch the company's valuation sky high, Jess begins to realize that there might be more to the scientist and the science behind the soulmate than she thought. First and foremost, I have to say that I really liked the concept of the book and the premise of Genetically. It was so interesting to learn more about how it worked. Since I read the second book of this universe first, I was much more enlightened when I read this one and understood a bit of the science behind it and how it actually worked. And of course, Jess and River, I liked the misdirect that when they met and on their first encounter, the reader thinks it's impossible that these two are soulmates, but then you start to see them in a different light, especially when they get to know each other. We see the ways in which they connect with the other and how similar they actually are. And it's like a light bulb moment where it makes perfect sense that these two would end up together. Sometimes it's very hard to write children in a book like this, where they are given such a big part of it and in such a young age. But the authors really did an incredible work with Juno. That kid was so smart and funny with a heart of gold. I really loved her relationship with her mother and the unconditional love between them, the sweetness and love with her great-grandparents, the craziness with Aunt Fizzy, and the easiness in which she accepted a new River. It was so special to see this young child just create this friendship with him and the way he instantly felt connected to her. I think one of the things that I really liked in the book was how Jess learned to let go of certain people in her life and embrace others and rely on them. She felt so alone in a lot of moments, but in the end she wasn't. Not gonna lie and say that I didn't get emotional when she cut relations with her mother, because I think that the scene was so well written and it made us feel the pain and acceptance in her decision, but it wasn't a healthy relationship to hold on to, because her mother couldn't turn around. She had to protect her daughter, but most importantly, she had to protect herself, and she always had an amazing parental figures in Nana Jo and Pops. Lastly, and as a little preview for the next review, I was obsessed with Jess and Phoebe's friendship in the second book, and in this one I was even more excited for it. These two are hilarious together and so supportive of each other. I love a good friendship in my books, especially such a chaotic and hilarious one, because it always gives us the most brilliant and deep conversations. As I said, you can expect that the next week I will post my review of The True Love Experiment. I absolutely loved Fizzy in this book, so I was very happy to know that she got to find her own soulmate in the next book. As always, if you like this video, please like and comment and subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on Instagram at Rita's Book Club for more content. Thanks for watching and see you next week. Happy readings.